So we are at the job. We're finally here. I think today's gonna be the last day. Thank God. I don't know if you've seen my previous video on how much of a mess this job has been. It's a decently long video, but it explains pretty much how of a mess this job has really been. Yeah, so I think today's gonna be the last day. I guess I could show you around the house really quick. Yeah, that's it. I mean, there's not really much to really show because we just gotta do one more section, and it's the gable end, and that's it, and we're done. We're out of here, finally. And also, we're gonna be going to another job, so that's gonna be exciting. Let's start that. But yeah, so let me show you guys around really quick and show you guys the progress. So we've replaced everything here, as you can tell. Yeah, I mean, this house was a mess. So today's objective is to be able to get up on top of here. I'm gonna be going up here, taking off the fascia board right here, blue rotted out fascia board, and then we're gonna replace some of these vents here, and just like we did over here, because they need to be replaced. So that's gonna go over there. We did all the other sides, so that's pretty cool. So we just gotta do that, and then this is all done. This was the paint, actually the top. Again, before, like I said before, down the bottom, not so tough. As you work your way up, it gets tougher. We reframed the rot here. So there was a huge hole here, a huge piece of rot we had to take out. Made a hole, filled it back in, reframed it, and that's all set. So that looks good, the gable looks good. And if we head towards the back, we have this to do, left obviously. We already did all this. We replaced all the windows, by the way. So these were actually, there was actually all rotted out windows. And the framing around it was just terrible. The back's all complete. And then we just have this gable one to do. Over here, up there, and then that's it. And we're out of here onto the next project. So, a lot of work. Alright guys, so we are back at the office, as you can tell. Just got back here. The wind started actually to pick up drastically. So considering that we were doing siding for the last piece of the job, we weren't able to do that because of safety conditions, and you know. So yeah, so we're back here, finally. We're back. And so even though we're not going to be working today in the construction field side, we're going to be working today on improving the office. I've already started, as you guys can already probably tell. I'm insulating it. Now this is not, you know, this isn't like meant to be a good example of my work. It's just a temporary fix towards insulating, because there's no insulation in here. So what I'm doing is I'm using this. If you live in the US, it's called Husky. The brand is called Husky. It's this plastic wrap that you can use for a temporary, you can use it for whatever you want, but usually, you know, it's a plastic wrap I'm using just to insulate the inside it temporarily until we get insulation up in here and drywall and so on and so forth. All of that work I'm going to be doing myself. I'm not going to hire a contractor because I am a contractor and I have the knowledge of how to do drywall and insulation, so save money there. Yeah, so what's been on my mind lately is I've actually been thinking about next year. I really would love to get into real estate. I'm going to get into real estate eventually, and I'm going to bring you guys along with me, but because I do love it. I mean, I have a family member that has gotten into real estate, and you know, they loved it, and I love it. So that's the deal. And I have construction knowledge, so I love to create and manage, and you know, I like that kind of stuff. So that's why, yeah. So I've just been thinking, that's been on my mind pretty much. But so considering that we're not working at the job today, the last project, until we move on to the next project, we're going to be going ahead and we're going to be, you know, modifying this and also improving this mess, because there's a mess back here you can't see yet. I had to drag everything off the wall and organize things to be able to actually do what you see here. And we're only halfway done, and then we have to do the ceiling here, and then we have to do the other side. So it's pretty cold up here. I have 2 heaters going. They're actually about this big right here, but they're not doing the work. I mean, they're good. They emit a good amount of heat, but the main thing I want to do is get a big heater, just one, and just have that run, because these two, they don't use about as much as electricity as a big one does, but they don't emit as much heat as the big one would do. So that's on our, that's on the bucket list. There's so many things we have to do. So right now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work on this and have a productive day. And but this isn't gonna fill my whole day. I mean, I guess it could, but I'm not gonna let it, because what we're gonna do is, after we do a little bit of this, we're gonna go onto the computer and we're gonna edit some code. We're gonna do some little coding, HTML, a little bit of CSS. I'm not too good with JavaScript yet, which is pretty much making things function. I'll probably get into a video on that in the future, just in case if you guys are interested in technology. I've been thinking that I've actually been really fortunate to be having the passion and very high interest in construction, creating and developing. Working with tools and power tools. I love being hands-on, but I also love, being able to use computers. I love coding. I love tech. I'm a nerd at that. I do love video games when I have the time to play them, which is very rarely, never. But I do love to play when I get to. I love computers and I love digital technology. I love the holographic concept, and it's pretty fun. I think it's enjoyable. So, but I'm very thankful to have those 2 interests to come in my life, and I love those things. But all that aside, let's get started onto this. Actually, you know what? There's not really much to show. So I guess after this, I could bring it to the computer when I'm done, and I'll show you guys a little bit what I'm doing on the computer. So for my company. So yeah. All right, guys. So this is it. So this right here, for any of you guys that are non-technical, this is a first of all, this is a program called Sublime Text. It's a code editing software type of deal, and it's free. And pretty much you use this to, not the program itself, you use the program itself as a format to write the code, but the code itself actually makes the website run. I just wanted to give you guys a little quick insight in this, so just to let you guys know what I've been doing, besides doing the construction. So this is what I love. I enjoy it. Everything. So one thing about code is everything has to be perfect, has to be precise. Otherwise, it just won't work. It's just like one of those deals. You got the cart type discount mode, which are features that are implemented into the website for our end at least. The cart type is the display of the cart and the action of the cart, of how it kind of acts and moves and stuff. So there is CSS in here. It's not all HTML. The Quickify Navigator, so as soon as you log in and you go to browse, and then you say you wanted a t-shirt or something, well, you go to a drop-down menu, you hover over the drop-down menu, and it'll pop up, and that menu is powered by a third-party menu provider. So it's not, I didn't make the menu myself. I have a third party called Quickify Navigator, and they go ahead and do that, and they provide the element of being able to provide that menu for my site. So I just write their code in. I got the permission. They do that with tons of websites. Their service, I mean, they give it to everybody. They use this platform that I'm using. I mean, there's so much here. It looks like a lot, and it is a lot, and everything has to be precise. This is exactly 155 lines. There are the CSS in this, but it's mostly, like, for example, like, how do I explain it? So most of it is HTML. So with HTML is just basic ugly writing. So pretty much it's like a text. It's like it's just ugly. It's just basic. You could literally, I guess in not a coding perspective, but I guess in your perspective, since you don't understand this maybe, is that you can literally highlight not literally, but figuratively speaking, you can highlight a word, like let's say we highlight bubbles, and then we can add a link to it, and then you click on it, and you know, just basic functions, but it's mostly just text. Now CSS is more, it has some functions, but it's more of design. So everything that you see on a website in terms of color, you know, shapes, and some functions like buttons and everything else, you know, that's CSS. JavaScript is making animations, and that's the majority of where the functionality comes into play. Even though CSS does have a large amount of functions that are implemented into the actual code, but it's mostly JavaScript that does that kind of work. But yeah, that's all I've just been doing. I know I've kind of explained and went on way too long, but yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing, and it's a lot of work, and yeah, that's about it. So that's about it. That's all I'm doing today. You know, tomorrow hopefully it'll be a better day. Hopefully we can actually work tomorrow and actually get some stuff done, because we were supposed to do the soffit today, and actually we started to work on it. Actually I did by myself. I had a cut man down below when I was up on the staging, so somebody was cutting for me when I was measuring and putting in the 2x4s and stuff like that, because we had to probably have the old soffit board, yeah, so we had to, yeah. So anyways, hopefully we get to be able to do that tomorrow. That'd be great. Yeah, that's about it. Right now it's super windy, so today's Monday. So Tuesday, we're gonna go ahead and hopefully it won't be as windy as it was today, and we'll be able to make some progress and actually finish the job finally after 4 months. And this job has been such a headache, like I said previously in my last video on YouTube. It's just been a complete mess. But yeah, so I'll see you guys tomorrow, and actually I'll probably see you guys tomorrow at 5:30. Hopefully, let's see. But because that's usually when I wake up, get things going, and get the day done, or started, I should say. But yeah, so see you guys in a bit. Alright guys, so it is currently 8:30 in the morning. It's actually really late for me, at least, because usually on every single day, even on the weekends, I wake up at 5:30 every morning just to keep a routine, and today I failed to do so. I set my alarm for 6:30 only because last night I stayed up late contacting tons and tons of brands. That was kind of my fault. I should have stayed on track, but I really want to get some stuff done, so that's what I did. Anyway, so it's 8:30 in the morning. I don't know what's going on right now. We're supposed to be heading to the job site, and considering that it's Tuesday, according to the Weather Channel, which you can never ever trust really, is that you know, we got a 58% chance of rain, and it started sprinkling just now, but I don't know what's going on because it's going on and off. So it says it's supposed to clear up by 12 o'clock, but I don't really know. My job is done, and so what I did today is I had to put the soffit in. As you can see here, this is what the soffit looks like. Pretty much just ventilation for the house, because when we opened this up, what we did actually before we put the soffit on, there was wood there, and you know, what we had to do is we had to drill a hole in there to ventilate it. But later we found out when we took off the board, I saw a lot of insulation. So the house was not breathing, and it's just not comfortable for the house and for you, because you know, you need circulation of air. And then what I also have done is I had to, so we didn't do the roof, but we had to extend the roof just a little bit by about 1.25 inches, and this allows for the rain to run off of there, so off of the roof, so onto the gutter when the gutter is installed. So that way, because before it wasn't like that, and the roofers didn't do that, which was their mistake. You're supposed to do that on pretty much every roof. Otherwise, it can be soaked up in between some of the shingles, get behind the wood and the rot, and yeah, and the AZEK. So the AZEK, we put that on as well. This is not in order. I'm just saying this randomly, but we did put the AZEK on. It's a 12-foot piece of AZEK, as you can see what I'm talking about, the white piece right here. That needs to be put on. Prior to that, I took the piece off because it was an old wooden rotted out piece, and then we replaced it with a nice, clean, beautiful white AZEK piece. It took 2 guys to do it, so me and one of my dad's workers. we put that on. Managed to get that on. We used finish nails to put it on, and so it worked out pretty well. That's pretty much all we've done today, and that was actually all I had to do today. So today was sort of a short day, actually, but we're going to be back to doing long days on next week, because next week we're going to be starting the next job. Finally, a fresh new job. No more of this job. Because this job, for everybody, like I said in my previous video, has been a mess and it has been a disaster. But hey, we got it done. I think it looks good. I hope you think it looks good. And that's about it. So yeah, tomorrow we're gonna go ahead. Actually, I think tomorrow we're gonna go ahead, pack everything up, get the trailer out of there, because you have a trailer there that's full of tools, and we're gonna take down the staging and pack up, and then move on to the next job. And that's it. Alright guys, so it's Wednesday, and it is 3:30 in the afternoon, and today was productive actually, but I didn't end up going to work today because there was only a little bit of work to do. So the gable end of the house just had to be worked on, and that's about it. We have to take staging down and stuff, but you know, my father and one of his workers are just going to complete it. It's not with me going in today. Tomorrow, we're supposed to be starting the next job. I'm going to bring the trailer there full of tools, and also the staging and whatever else we need. So that's going to be another project that we're starting tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm going to be starting in on. Actually, I'm going to finish up this corner. Then I'm going to start the ceiling here, and then we're going to move on to this side right here. So we got to move all this product and all this stuff out of the way. We're going to organize the bins a little bit more, some of the products more as well. So I'm just preparing for that. That's about it. I haven't really been. I mean, I've been productive, but it's, I don't know. I mean, I vacuumed the floor. I organized I dusted off my desk. It was a little dusty. It wasn't too bad, but you know, got rid of some trash. That's about it. Not really too much of an exciting day. Tomorrow we're going to be going to the job and setting up. The dumpster's already there, which is great. And actually, you know what is going to be good is that we're going to be breaking this up. I'm going to start breaking this up, and I don't know, with a Sawzall or something, and yeah, just cut it all up and then prepare it, and I'll use the dumpster at the job. People won't mind because we'll pay for part of it or whatever. We'll take a deduction off of the job and stuff. That's how it works. It's not even my couch, but it was stored up here. So that's about it. So yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. And that's about it. That's all I gotta say. Alright guys, so today is finally the last day of the job. And I'm just gonna take a half a day. I guess the crew needs me, so I'm gonna be going in today, finishing it up finally. I thought yesterday was gonna be the last day, but I guess not. And do that. So, and then either later on today, it's only gonna take a half a day. So later today, we'll either start the next job, or we'll start it tomorrow. And that's about it. So I'm gonna be working today. I guess I can show you guys a little bit of what I'm gonna be doing. And that's it. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, so we gotta take the staging down right here. And well, I finished this up over here, the soffit. So I did all this. And the AZEK, which is the white trim right there. And so now all we have left to do is the gable end on the other side. So the point, the gable, but it's on the other side. You gotta do that. You gotta cut some strips of AZEK.
and we're out of here. And we're gonna get the trailer out of here, and we're gonna move on to the next job. So stay tuned.